A warm welcome to our channel. Today I want to speak to the part of you, the part that feels exhausted. You are weary of endless thoughts. You are tired of imagining the worst. You are tired of sleepless nights. You are tired of pretending to be okay, when inside you are not okay. This is not just another motivational talk. This is a rescue for your peace of mind, because everyone worries. It does not matter if you are rich or poor, young or old, strong or broken. We all live with invisible fears. We carry secret what-ifs in our heads. What if I fail? What if they abandon me? What if something bad happens to my parents, my child, or my career? What if I lose my health? What if I lose everything that I love? And the worst part is this: you may smile on the outside, but your mind keeps on spinning. It never shuts up. And slowly it consumes your life. But that cycle will end today. Because this video is not just about worry. It is about defeating it. We will learn the art of worrying less and living much more. You will feel it as we go through each truth. You will feel the weight in your chest vanish. You will feel your thoughts begin to slow. You will feel in control once again. This is not just for your peace. This video also helps your English in the most powerful way, by listening deeply to real emotion, storytelling, and clear thoughts. So if you want to improve your English and your life, watch until the end, subscribe to our channel now. Most importantly, give yourself the gift of calm, because a calm mind creates a clear life. Let us now begin. Truth 1. Most of your worries will never happen. Let us start with the most shocking truth. This can instantly change your mind. Almost everything you worry about is not real. It is not just unimportant, it is not even real. Think about that for a moment. Go back to last week, last month, or last year. How many things did you worry about? How many of those things actually occurred? If you are like most people, the answer is none. Here is a scientific fact. A Cornell University study found something amazing. 85% of worries never happen, and for the 15% that do happen, most people handled it better than expected. So what does that really mean? It means worry is imagination used against you. It is a movie played by your brain, and you believe that movie is real. Your brain shows you a breakup that did not happen, a rejection that did not occur, a failure or disaster that has not arrived. And yet, you suffer as if it is already true. That is the trap. You are not reacting to your life. You are reacting to your imagination. Let me share a true story with you. Clara was 27 years old. She worked at a tech company in London. She had one fear in her chest every day. I am going to lose my job. She checked her emails 20 times a day. When her boss called, her heart pounded. Even with good work, her brain whispered, they will find a reason to fire you. You are not good enough for this job. She lost weight, sleep, and joy. She worried for 3 years straight. One day, her boss called her to a meeting. Clara thought, this is it. I am finished. But the boss said something else. Clara, we have been observing your work. You are one of our best employees. We are promoting you. 3 years of anxiety were destroyed in a single minute. She cried in the bathroom, not from happiness, but because she saw how much of her life she had wasted on a future that never arrived. The lesson is that worry steals your present because of a fake future. And what's even worse, you miss your actual life. While preparing for pain that may never come, the people who love you are right here. Opportunities are all around you, but you cannot see them because you are too busy preparing for pain. And what is worry really? It is your brain trying to protect you. But you do not need to fear your thoughts. You need to see them for what they are. Just thoughts, not truth. Here is a mini practice for you. Say this when you start to worry. Is this actually happening? Or am I just imagining it? Can I prove this is true right now? Or am I just afraid? Right now, in this moment, am I safe? You will realize something powerful. In this moment, you are safe. The problem is not real. The pain has not come. You are okay. Your brain is a beautiful machine, but it is not perfect. It tries to protect you even when you are safe. So now you know the truth. Most of what you worry about will not happen. Do not waste your only life surviving a future that is just a shadow. Breathe. You are safe. You are here. You are okay. Let us move on and free your mind. Truth 2. Worry is just a story, not a fact. Let us now go deeper. Because once you truly understand this, your relationship with worry will change forever. Worry is not a fact. It is just a story. A story your mind tells you, and you believe it without any question. So what is a story? It is a sentence, a thought, or a what if. It is a scene your brain makes with no evidence, but with full emotion. It sounds just like this. What if they do not like me? What if I embarrass myself? What if I get sick? What if something bad happens? Each of those is a story. Not a reality, and not a fact. But here is the painful part of it. The brain does not require truth. It only needs repetition. Repeat a lie enough times, and your body starts to believe it is real. That is how worry becomes your own prison. Not because the future is scary, but because the story you told yourself is terrifying. But here is the twist. The same mind that writes a scary story can also write a peaceful one. And that is where your power begins. You are not just the character in the story, you are also the author. And the moment you realize this, you can take the pen back from fear and write something new. Let me show you something you will not forget. Jonah was a young man who had never flown. Just thinking about it made his chest tight. The idea of being inside a metal machine in the sky, he thought he would die. He was invited to speak at a global event in Singapore. It was the biggest opportunity of his entire life. But he declined the invitation. Why did he do that? Because of a story. His mind said, what if the plane crashes? What if I start to panic? What if I scream and embarrass myself? What if I cannot breathe on the plane? What if I never see my parents again? Every what if was a paragraph. Every thought was a chapter, until it became a full book titled, This Flight Will Kill Me. But none of it was true. There was no emergency or danger. Just a story that was written by anxiety. A friend sat him down and said something. Jonah, tell me this. Do you have any actual evidence that this plane will crash? He said, no. Do you have any medical condition that makes flying dangerous for you? No. Then here is the simple truth. You are not afraid of flying. You are afraid of a story in your head, Jonah cried, because for the very first time he understood. He was not running from danger. He was running from a thought. He took the flight. And here is the best part of the story. He looked out the window and saw the clouds and whispered, none of it was real. The fear, the panic, the lies, they were just pages in a story. That never actually came true. He gave that speech, and he changed lives. And he never let worry control a story again. So what is the lesson here? You do not suffer because life is painful. You suffer because the story in your mind says it will be painful, and if you do not question that story, you will live inside it forever. You become the victim of your own imagination. But here is what nobody teaches you. You have the power to edit the script. You can say, I reject this version, I choose a better story. Instead of, what if I fail? Try, what if I surprise myself? Instead of, what if I lose everything? Try, what if I learn to handle anything? Instead of, what if they leave me? Try this. What if I never needed someone else to complete me? Thoughts are not facts, they are suggestions. You do not have to believe every thought that you think. You can listen to it and still say no. Your brain will suggest fear. It will suggest disaster. It will suggest panic. But you can choose peace. Not because the world is perfect, but because your story is stronger than your worry. Imagine the following. Every time a thought comes into your head, that makes you worry. Instead of believing it, you become curious. You pause, you breathe, and then you ask, is this a fact or is this just a fear? Because the moment you question the story, you begin to escape from it. You are the author. Do not let fear write your chapters. From today, choose better stories. Peaceful ones, empowering ones, true ones. Because the most dangerous thing in the world is not a problem, it is a let ye never challenged. Truth 3. You are not problem solving, you are replaying pain. Let me ask you something. You have probably never asked yourself before. When you are worrying, are you solving something? Or are you suffering again and again? Because here is a truth most people never hear. Worry disguises itself as action, but it is actually repetition. Let me explain this. When something painful happens in your life, a breakup, an insult, a failure, or a rejection, your brain records that event. And instead of letting it go, it replays it over and over, like a song that is stuck on loop. And what do you call that loop? It is worry. You think you are figuring things out. You think you are being responsible. You think, if I think about it more, maybe I will feel much better. But what you are actually doing is reopening an old wound repeatedly. And just like a real wound, if you never let it heal, it becomes infected. The dangerous illusion is this. Worry feels like you are in control. But you are actually in a prison. You are going in circles, not forward. Here is the best example for this truth. You are not solving a problem. You are replaying pain. Imagine a broken clock on your wall. It stopped working 2 years ago. You already replaced the batteries. You even bought a new one. But you never took the broken clock down. Every time you pass by, you look at it. Even though you know it does not work, you still glance at it and get confused. You feel a little irritated. It is not telling the right time, but you are still giving it your attention. That is what replaying pain looks like. The moment has passed, the damage is done, but your mind keeps going back again and again, as if staring at it will somehow fix it. But it does not. All it does is waste your focus, confuse your direction, and take you away from the present until you finally decide, this clock is broken and not helping me. It is time to take it down. That is the shift that needs to happen. You are not solving anything by watching it. You are just keeping the pain on your wall. Let it go, take it down, and move forward. The insight is that worry becomes dangerous when the situation is over. But your mind keeps dragging you back to it. It is like this. The fire is gone, but the smoke is still inside. And every time you think about it again, you breathe it in and it chokes you. Not because it is happening again, but because you never stopped reliving it. You cannot think your way out of emotional pain. You have to feel it, release it, and let it pass. Thinking is not healing. In fact, overthinking is often just avoidance. You do not want to feel the real pain, so you distract yourself by thinking about it again and again. You say, I am trying to figure it out. But really, you are avoiding letting go. Worry pretends to be your friend. But it is your past in a future costume. It says, let us fix this. But it just wants to replay the pain, so you never move on. You do not need another day of thinking. You need one moment of courage to say, I am done thinking about this. I choose peace over understanding. I choose freedom over control. I choose me over this memory. You have suffered long enough. You have asked yourself the same question 500 times. You have played the same scenes in your mind, like an emotional horror film. But now you know the truth. You are not solving a problem, you are replaying pain. And every time you do it, you are not moving forward. You are going in circles. So stop asking, why did it happen? And start asking this, what do I need to heal and move forward? Because you deserve a life that is not stuck on repeat. Truth 4, you cannot control everything, but you can control what you focus on. Let us step outside the human mind. Let us stop talking about thoughts and fears. And let us talk about a laser. Yes, a laser. Because the way a laser works is the same way worry works in your life. Let us understand how a laser is made. A laser is formed by focusing light into one single direction. A normal light bulb sends light everywhere. But a laser concentrates light in one beam. And that is what makes it powerful. And here is the twist. Your attention is the same thing. Wherever you put your attention, you create power. You can focus on everything that is wrong, everything that is uncertain, and everything that could go wrong. And just like a laser, your attention will make it stronger, sharper, and more intense. That is what worry does to you. It is the result of focused attention on what you cannot control. And just like a laser, that focus becomes powerful. It burns through your peace and your happiness. But here is the thing most people never realize. The problem is not the situation. The problem is your focus. You are shining your mental laser on the wrong place. Imagine a beautiful plant on your windowsill. Next to it, there is a wall. And on that wall, you see a big, dark shadow. The shadow looks very scary. It moves when the wind blows. It seems like something dangerous is nearby. But the truth is that it is just a shadow of the plant. There is nothing dangerous. But your focus is in the wrong place. You are staring at the shadow instead of focusing on the real thing. The plant, the light, the truth. That is what worry does to you. It makes you stare at the shadow of the future instead of the truth of the present. And just like the shadow on the wall, your worry moves, grows, and changes shape. But none of it is real. It is all coming from your focus. You cannot stop shadows from existing, but you can stop staring at them. And in life, you cannot control every problem, every outcome, or every possibility. But you can always choose. Do I focus on fear or what I can do today? Do I focus on panic or on peace? Do I stare at the storm or do I build my shelter? Worry is not the enemy, your focus is. Because your mind cannot think about everything at the same time. So when you focus on what you cannot control, you automatically lose sight of what you can. And the more you stare at the shadows, the less you will see the light. So from today, do not try to control everything. Control your focus. That is your real superpower. Truth 5. Worry steals your time but never gives solutions. Let us now stop talking about emotions and start talking about your economy. Let us talk about the most valuable currency you will ever own in your life. It is your time. Because here is a truth that most people never calculate. Worry is the most expensive thing you spend, and the return on it is always zero. Imagine the following scenario. You walk into a store, you give the shopkeeper 10 hours of your life, and in return, you get nothing. No solutions, no peace, no answers, just more confusion. Would you ever go back to that store? Of course you would not. But that is what worry is. A mental shop that charges you hours of your time, but gives you no solutions in return. Now, let us talk about something you will never forget. A machine. Imagine you have a beautiful, complex machine sitting in your home. It is your favorite machine, and you need it every day. One morning, it breaks down. You do not know why. It just stopped working. Now imagine this. You spend the next 5 days not fixing it, not asking a technician, not reading the manual, but just staring at the machine and worrying. You walk around it and you sit next to it. You imagine all the ways it could be broken. You think, what if it never works again? What if I broke it myself? What if I need to replace it and cannot afford it? But you never even touch it or open it. You never take a step or ACT. All you do is think. That is what worry looks like. You are not fixing the problem. You are just sitting in front of it, wasting your most valuable resource, time. And that is the most dangerous truth about worry. It feels like you are working, but you are not. You are just spending your time, spending your focus, spending your energy, spending your emotions. And at the end of the day, the problem is still there. Nothing has changed. Except now you are more tired and more lost. Worry gives you the illusion of effort, but gives you NO results. It is a fake job your brain gives you. So you feel like you are doing something, but you are not solving anything. You are spinning, and time, once spent, never comes back. If I am not taking action, I am just wasting time. If I am not moving forward, I am just going in circles. If I am not solving, then I am just suffering. Do not give your precious minutes to thoughts that do not serve you, because one day you will look back and realize, I did not lose my life to pain. I lost it to worrying about pain. Truth 6. The present moment is always safer than your mind. Let me ask you something very important. Right now, at this exact moment, are you in danger? Are you falling from a building? Are you being chased by a lion? Is someone screaming in your face? Most likely, the answer is NO. You are sitting, listening, and breathing. So now the question is this. If nothing dangerous is happening right now, then why are you feeling unsafe? Why does your body feel like it is in a war when your environment is completely calm? The answer to that is shocking, because you have left the present moment. You are not here, you are in your imagination. And that is where the danger lives. Here is the truth. Your imagination is more dangerous than your reality. Let me show you how. There is a mountain in the Pacific region. It is an ancient volcano. For centuries, people feared it. Locals believed it would erupt again, violently and destructively, just like in the old days. The government placed warnings. Tourism dropped, and people moved away. For 10 years, they expected it to blow at any moment. Guess what happened next? Nothing. Not a single eruption, not even any smoke. But during those 10 years, fear did what the volcano never did. It destroyed lives. Businesses collapsed and homes were sold at cheap prices. Tourism dried up completely. Children grew up scared of a future that never came. The mountain was silent, but people's imagination was loud. What does this story teach us? It is not the mountain that is the problem. It is your mind's version of the mountain. Worry is the very same thing. Your present is calm, but your brain creates a lava-filled future that feels real, even when it is not. So you suffer, you panic, and you stop living, not because of what is happening, but because of what might happen when you leave the present moment. You enter a world with no control, no safety, no peace, and no reality. That is where anxiety is born. That is where fear grows. That is where panic takes over. And guess what? The present moment is the only place where peace actually exists. You cannot feel calm in the future. You cannot fix the past. You can only breathe right now whenever your brain pulls you into fear. Ask yourself, what is happening right now? What can I hear? What can I see? Am I safe? These questions will bring you home. They pull you out of imagination and back into your body, back into the only place that ever existed. Now, your body knows how to be calm. Your breath knows how to guide you. Your life is not happening in the past or future. It is happening here. So next time your mind says, what if something bad happens? Answer with this: right now I am safe. Right now I am okay. Right now is all I need. Come back to now, because now is peace. Truth 7. Peace is not a gift. It is a skill. Let us destroy a lie that keeps millions of people stuck. People think peace is a feeling. That comes from the outside. If I had more money, I would feel calm. If I got the job, the partner, or the home, I would stop worrying. But peace does not come from your conditions. It comes from your conditioning. Let us explain this in a new way. Imagine someone throws you into a swimming pool. You do not know how to swim. You panic, you splash, you scream, you sink. Why does this happen? Because your body has never learned how to stay calm in the water. Now imagine the same thing happens. But this time you know how to swim. What happens then? You float, you breathe, you trust your body. You move through the water with confidence. Same pool, same situation, different result. Why? Because one version of you is untrained, and the other version of you had a skill. Now, here is the twist on that. Life is the pool, worry is the panic, and peace is the skill. If you have never trained your mind, then every problem will feel like drowning. But if you train your mind through awareness, breath, and presence, and daily practice, then even when storms come, you do not panic. You float, you trust, you breathe, and you survive. The truth no one talks about. Worry is automatic. Peace is intentional. You do not have to try to worry. Your brain does it naturally for you. But peace is something you must build. Like a muscle, daily, slowly, with discipline. Your peace practice might look like 5 minutes of silence every morning, writing down your fears every night, taking 10 deep breaths before every decision, disconnecting from news, noise, and negativity, walking in nature, barefoot and present, speaking kinder words to yourself every single day. You do not find peace, you practice peace until it becomes your nature. Do not wait for peace to knock on your door. You are the builder. Start small and stay consistent. Show up for yourself. Because in a world full of noise, Peace is not a luxury, it is a necessity. And it is a skill you can learn just like swimming. Train your peace. So when life throws you into the deep end, you do not drown, you float. Truth 8. You are not your thoughts, you are the one watching them. Let us slow down and ask the question that most people will never ask in their lifetime. If I have a thought, does that mean the thought is me? Let us go deeper into this. You are sitting in silence and a thought comes. What if I fail? Then another one comes. What if everyone laughs at me? Then another, I am not good enough. Now pause. Where did that thought come from? Did you choose it? Did you create it? No, it just appeared like a pop-up ad in your brain. But here is the magic that most people miss. If you can see the thought, then you are not the thought. You are the one who is watching it. You are not the voice in your head. You are the awareness behind the voice. Let me explain this with a mind-blowing example. That will stay with you forever. Imagine your mind is a train station. Every few seconds, a new train thought pulls in. You are not ready. What if this goes wrong? Everyone is ahead of you. You are going to fail. You cannot do this. Each of these is a train, trying to pick you up and take you somewhere. But here is the real question. Do you have to get on every train? No. You can stand on the platform, you can watch the train come and let it go. No argument, no panic, no fighting, just awareness. You observe it, you do not become it. That is the secret to inner peace. Most people do not know they are at the station. They think they are the train. So when a negative thought arrives, they jump on. They ride it for hours, for days, for years, until they are emotionally exhausted and lost in a place they never wanted to go, all because they did not know. I can watch the thought without becoming it. The illusion of identity is this. You are not your anger or your fear. You are not your jealousy or your anxiety. These are just trains that are passing through. And every time you choose not to get on, you are getting stronger, wiser, and calmer. You are becoming the master of your mind, not the victim of it. I see you, thought, but I am not going with you. I hear you, fear. But I am not taking a ride. I am not the storm. I am the sky that holds it. From now on, be the observer. Be the platform and let the trains pass, because thoughts are not facts, they are invitations. You decide which ones deserve your attention and which ones you will let go of. Truth 9. Your mind was built for survival, not for peace. This truth is something most people never hear, even in the deepest self-help books or spiritual talks. But once you hear it, you will finally understand. It is not my fault that I worry, but it is my responsibility to rise above it. Here is the truth of it. Your brain was not designed to make you happy. It was designed to keep you alive. Imagine you are making toast in the morning. You put the bread in and you get distracted. The toast burns a little bit. And suddenly, the smoke detector goes crazy. You panic, you wave a towel, you open the window. The toast was not even burning that much, just a little smoke. But the alarm screamed like it was the end of the world. Now, here is the truth of the matter. The smoke detector is oversensitive by design. It would rather warn you unnecessarily 1,000 times than miss the one time there is a real fire. And guess what? Your mind works the exact same way. Worry is your brain's version of that smoke alarm. It says, what if you fail? What if they leave? What if something bad happens? Even if nothing dangerous is happening, even if there is just a little emotional smoke, your brain panics, alarms, and screams. Not because it wants to hurt you, but because it was built to protect you. And that is the ancient part of your brain. still doing its job for you. So, what do we do about this? We do not destroy the smoke alarm. We learn to listen without any panic. We say, "Thank you for the alert, but I have checked, and there is no real danger." We let the signal sound, but we do not let it control us. The evolution trap is this. Thousands of years ago, our ancestors needed this. They lived in jungles and every sound could be a predator. Every mistake could be death. So their brains evolved to always assume something bad is coming. Fast forward to now. You are in your room and your phone buzzes. Your boss texts you. Someone looks at you in a weird way. And your modern brain reacts with ancient fear, even though there is no tiger or danger, just thoughts. Now you understand the game. Your brain is trying to keep you alive, not peaceful. But you are not in the jungle anymore. You are not in survival mode. You are allowed to breathe and pause. You are allowed to say, "This is not a fire. This is just toast." And suddenly, the alarm becomes a whisper. And the mind that once scared you becomes your friend. Final truth 10. Worry is the opposite of trust. And trust is the beginning of peace. Let me ask you something most people never think about. What do you believe about life? Not about your job or about people. Not about the past, but about life itself. Because at the heart of all your worry is not fear, it is distrust. You worry because you believe something deep inside. I cannot handle it. Things will not work out for me. The universe is against me. I am not protected at all. If I stop controlling everything, then everything will fall apart. That is not fear. That is a lack of trust. And that is the core of worry. You do not worry about what you trust. If you trusted your future, you would not fear it. If you trusted yourself, you would not doubt every move. If you trusted life, you would not try to control it. Let me now give you the final example, a universal and unforgettable one. Imagine a farmer who plants a seed deep into the soil. He covers it with dirt and he waters it. Then he walks away. Now for the next 7 days, nothing happens. Above the surface, no leaves, no signs of growth, just silence. But the farmer does not panic. He does not dig up the soil every morning, saying, "Why is it not growing? What if the seed is dead? What if I did something wrong?" Why does he not do that? Because he trusts the process. He trusts the soil and he trusts time. He trusts the laws of nature. And he knows growth is happening, even if I cannot see it. Now look at your own life. You plant your effort and your dreams. You plant your healing. You water it with consistency. You show up with love. But after a few days of silence, you panic. What if I am not good enough? What if nothing is changing? What if I never heal? What if it is all for nothing? And without realizing it, you dig up the seed. You interrupt the process and suffocate your growth, not because life failed you, but because you did not trust it. Worry is the noise that comes from a heart that forgot how to trust. Trust what? Not just God, not just the universe, not just some higher power, but trust yourself, your resilience, your mind, your strength, your ability to survive anything that comes. Because here is something no one told you growing up. You have already survived 100% of your worst days. You have already healed more than you realize. You have already handled more than you think. So from now on, do not try to predict every outcome. Do not try to control every future. Do not try to understand every pain. Just trust. Whatever comes, I will face it with calm. with strength and with presence. And until then, I choose peace. Because trust is not weakness. Trust is the ultimate strength. And that is the final cure for worry. If you are still here, then I know one thing. You did not come here just to watch a video. You came here to find something that no one ever gave you. Relief, peace, and a way out of the noise. And I hope with everything in my heart that this video gave that to you. Let me tell you something very honestly. You are not broken or weak. You are not behind in life. You are just someone with a strong mind. A mind that tries to protect you too much. But you are stronger than your thoughts. You are wiser than your fear. And you are bigger than your worry. Let us remember these forever. Worry is not reality, it is a storm. In your imagination, you are not your thoughts. You are the one who watches them pass. The mind will always overreact, but you do not have to follow it. Peace is not a feeling, it is a skill, a practice, and a choice. Trust is the bridge between this moment and the future, and you can build it brick by brick. Starting today, you do not have to solve everything today. You just need to breathe, trust, and take one calm step at a time. And if tomorrow comes with new fears, you will meet them with the wisdom of this video. You are not alone, and you are not powerless. You are ready. Let the worry go. Let the peace in. And let your life begin again. Thank you for watching this video. If this helped you, please help someone else. And share it. And remember, every time you feel like worry is winning, come back to this video. Let it reset your mind. Let it reconnect you to your power. Tell us in the comments which truth changed your life. Subscribe for more life-changing videos like this. We are not here to impress. We are here to help you heal, grow, and become unstoppable. This is your safe place. This is your new beginning. And this is your time. We believe in you. Now go and live without fear.